is your champion.
402 yards for Troy Mullins.
The belt goes to Joe Miller. Sandra Caldwell.
5-time world champion.
Justin James is your champion.
The Nevada desert is the backdrop. Breathtaking. And this place was made for the best the World Long Drive Tour has to offer. And the best is exactly what we have here tonight. The #1 player in the world champ, Justin James, is here ready to compete. On the women's side, Troy Mullins, a member of the 400 Club, a winner in Denver a season ago. She has made the Final Four. They are here. We are glad that you are here for the Clash in the Canyon, presented by Gulf Mesquite, Nevada. The backdrop is as good as it gets. The biggest and baddest World Long drivers are here in Mesquite, Nevada, ready to clash in the canyon. Good evening, everybody. I'm Jonathan Coachman, your host for the World Long Drive Tour here in 2018. And are we excited? I think we're excited. Over the course of the next 5 months, these competitors will travel all over North America for a chance to be called world champion, culminating with the Volvic World Long Drive Championship in Oklahoma coming up in September. This is our first telecast of the year. Let's bring in my partner, Art Sellinger, 2-time World Long Drive champion. And Art, let's start with the men. 8 top competitors. Who do you like tonight?
Well, I like Justin James tonight. You're going to have to flight the golf ball down, control spin, but look on the bottom of the bracket. Nick Kiefer there. He took out Tim Burke in a playoff just to see tonight. The guys that have the golf swings, Justin Moose, can flatten it out. Watch out for him. He won the East Coast Classic. It's going to be an awesome quarterfinal night tonight. Also, the defending champ from a year ago, Ryan Reisbeck, is in the final 8 as well. What about on the women's side? Phenomenal. 4 of the best golf swings you will ever witness in the game of golf on the women's side. Watch out for Alexis Belton. I'm going to pick her to win. Her and Troy Mullins have the 2 most effortless, powerful swings you'll ever watch in the game. Here are the rules. We try to make it pretty simple for you. Each competitor hits 8 balls in 3 minutes. The longest drive among the 2 players advances in a match play single elimination format. The ball must land and stay in bounds to count. Player hits when the previous ball stops or goes out of play. The club heads must conform to USGA standards. How about the grid, Art?
Right here at the Mesquite Sports and Event Complex, 470 yards long. And they needed it yesterday for sure. And we're going to go with 65 yards wide on the width. A big field for them to hit some long balls tonight.
Let's get things started. Time for quarterfinal number 1. Let's send it down to our PA announcer, Mark Sherman. Mark.
Here we go. Time to meet your first long driver, ladies and gentlemen. And this first guy out of Phoenix, Arizona, almost gave up his career for modeling last year. Thank goodness he didn't. Let me hear it for Jim Waldron.
You want to root for an underdog tonight? Well, Jim Waldron, he's facing the world champion and Justin James right out of the gate.
And his opponent, let me hear it loud and proud, for the reigning Volvic World Long Drive champion, he is Justin James.
How did he get here? The #1 ranked player hit it 476 and 459 late yesterday just to make the quarterfinals.
You know, we were talking to Justin James earlier today, and he's very calm, almost very cerebral, in fact, on his approach to the World Long Drive.
I think yesterday was a big mental, just huge win for Justin James because he was behind the 8 ball and he won those last 2 on his last ball, Coach.
All right, those of you at home, we'll try to describe everything for you. Now, the numbers you see next to Jim's name, 1 through 8, those are the balls that he will hit. Green means grid. If it's a green number, that means it has landed and stayed in the grid. That is a good number, and we will only put up the longest drive that lands to the grid.
All right, you got to watch their pace here, Coach. I mean, they have to keep it going. Jim's a little bit nervous. That first ball went right. Anytime you see down and across, folks, when you see that tracer go across that screen, that means they're hitting down and the club face is open, and that ball right there is going to basically bite like a 7-iron.
So that one did stay in the grid. We'll see how long that is. It takes a couple of seconds for us to get the exact yardage. We'll get up as fast as we can. So 337 with this win. Good?
Not at all. No, too low a launch and definitely across the golf ball. Jerry, what's the wind doing down there?
About 8 to 10 miles per hour right now, in and from the left, and that's the way it's been all afternoon.
Right, you can't hit a pull cut there, even though he just upped his mark. He's going to have to flatten it out. He really needs to slow down. He's gotten 3 balls off in a little over a minute. Again, kind of the first time on a stage like this.
Jerry Foltz, the voice you heard there, the third member of our broadcast team. When you're the first guy out, though, Art, and there's all this excitement, it's the first telecast of the year, you would expect that nerves and adrenaline might take over.
And he's a huge underdog going against number one. I mean, it's not like he's facing somebody. He's facing Justin James, the complete package of long drive. And he's done 5 times in a row. You can see it across the ball and left. What you have to do in long drive is you have to make adjustments right after that first or second shot. He's got to take a breath, try to hit the inside of the ball. I would close the stance. That means you got to point your shoulders more to the right and swing to the inside.
So there you see the clock approaching a minute. He's on his 6th ball.
That's
now.
flatter right there. That's flatter.
After watching these guys for a couple of days, you can really tell when they know that they've hit a really good one.
Right, you see there, you take spin off, the ball rolls 20, 30 yards, he's out there almost 400 yards. It's all a spin game for him.
397, so that will be the number to beat currently for the number 1 player in the world, Justin James. We were talking to Jim earlier, he likes that one too, about making it to the Final 8 here on our Facebook Live show before the telecast. And he said, finally, this year something new to the telecast is what we call the 1st and 10 line to beat here on the World Long Drive.
So final ball here, 20 seconds to go, and again another cutter. He put up almost 400 against Justin James. The corners are the hot sides here. You want to get the ball down the right or left side here, but again, nice performance. He put 5 golf balls in the grid. Good start.
All right, so for Jim Waldron, he said after 5 years, finally he has made it to this level. 397 will be the yardage to beat. Now, what's a little bit different this year is they're hitting the 8 balls straight. So if Justin James hits one past 397 on his 2nd or 3rd ball, then that's it for him. He's done.
That's it. And I think, going second here, it used to be 4 and 4. Again, I just look for Justin to have a huge night tonight. Classic setup right here, and see if he can hit his nice little draw shot. That was very fast from the top.
For those of you at home who might be thinking to yourself, this is a gorgeous facility, you would be correct. It is as good as it could possibly get for this sport.
Very fair for the bounces, and there's a shot right there, and there's that draw, that turnover. That gets to ride the wind a little and gets into that left corner. We'll see if this ball gets the bounce and roll it needs.
How do you think he is dealing, since he won at the Volvic World Long Drive, with being the hunted, the number 1 player in the world?
Well, we watched him at the East Coast Classic there in South Carolina, and again, behind the 8 ball, again, he made the semifinals, but I think last night, again, was really huge. So there's 3, he's just a yard behind right there.
And for those of you who may not know every single rule, that one is good. If it's within 6 inches, that's considered a tie, correct?
Correct. And this is it right here. And there we go.
That'll be it, because he's beating the line to beat, the red line you see on your screen there. So Justin James.
He just fired another one off. He can't stop.
Well, he doesn't know
and
yet.
He's done. They're going to pull him. But welcome to the semifinals, Justin James.
Just like that, we're about 6 minutes in, and Justin James is already down to the Final 4. And yesterday, there was a moment where he was down and out.
Oh, he had to compete. I mean, we're talking about win the last 2 matches on his final ball. Final ball, 8th ball, 459. Next round, 476, just to be here tonight.
So the world champ, let's take a look at it, Art.
Awesome. Look at that left foot come off the ground. Look at that left foot off the ground. You talk about loading. You talk about forward bend over the right leg. Don't restrict the hips, ladies and gentlemen. Great position. At an impact, just say, ow. I mean, head down and back. Right leg real rigid. And watch it right here in full speed. And I'm telling you, he's swinging the club almost 150 miles an hour. Ball's going over 220. And here we go in full motion. And as you can see, the draw beats the fade tonight. The draw beats the fade.
All right, let's hear from Justin James. Victorious Jerry Foltz is with him. Jerry.
Thank you, Coach. Always a pleasure to interview Justin. He's a man who lets his clubs do the talking most times, but were you feeling a little bit of anxiety after Jim put up those numbers?
Yeah, I was feeling hot. That's about it. It's really hot out here, so.
I was talking to probably the best analyst in all of sports, Brandel Chambly. He had talked to you recently. He said he's never been more impressed by the intellect of a long drive champion. That's not insinuating anything else about the other guys, but he said you really plan it out. You study the grid. What did you study here with these conditions today?
First of all, he's a smart dude. Second of all, just, trajectory is important out here. The wind whips. We'll see that big American flag out there and kind of judge where the wind's going. So you kind of got to have the right launch and spin, you don't have a chance.
All right, go cool down. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much.
You got to love the dry sense of humor from Justin James. We're just getting started. Quarterfinal number 2 is on deck. We are live in Mesquite. It's the Clash in the Canyon. Today's coverage is brought to you by Vivid XT, official ball of World Long Drive for explosive distance. And performance inspired, better and clean, high performance, all natural sports nutrition. All right, I don't like to use the term perfect, but it's about as close to perfect as we could get.
I think these guys would like it downwind. It's a little bit in and right left, but it is beautiful outside. The ball's flying.
All right, time for our next quarterfinal matchup, number 2. Let's send it back down to Mark.
Oh, and the only introduction this first man needs is his name. Let me hear it for Justin Moose!
Technically the best swing of the 8, and he comes here to Mesquite on a roll. He won the season opener in South Carolina last month.
Allegedly, this guy has been slimming down a bit, but as far as I'm concerned, he's still looking right about 18 stones. Let me hear it for Conan, Ryan Steenberg.
After a huge tour season last year, Ryan struggled at the World Championship. He's made some big swing changes with his coach, and we'll see if they pay off tonight.
All right, I am big on nicknames. I am big on last names working for your profession.
Right.
If you know what I mean. And both of these guys have that in lockstep.
I would definitely agree. Watch this golf swing, folks. Just watch the classic setup right here. Head behind the ball, beautiful down the line view here. Just perfect lines. That's why he's qualified for 2 U.S. Open sectionals, and he should fill it up tonight.
He has told us on many occasions since winning a month ago that he loves for us to say his name like Mark just said it. So he's starting to come out of his shell.
He is.
You got to have in this sport, all right, well, I like to call the 3 Ps. Power, performance, and also personality.
Right. And we want to stay away from that word spin, but look at that ball speed right there. 207 on your screen, 182 on the apex, maybe just a little high to get a lot of roll. We want to get that apex under 125 to get some roll. Great club head speed, and again, it's just a matter. Here's a player that can pick a side of the grid he actually wants to hit it on. He's that good.
If you're just joining us, green is good. Green is grid. They hit 8 balls. Those are the numbers you see by Justin Moose's name. And then the green means it landed in the grid. Will put up their longest drive of the 8 balls.
Right, and Jerry, you told me that he switched to a 2-degree driver to try to get the ball down.
2.2 degrees. A lot of guys took about 1 degree of loft off the driver, and you do that just with adjusting the shaft. But 2.2 degrees, and he's still floating it a little bit.
It really is. That 209, if that ball was hit yesterday downwind, it would have gone 450. He has got to flatten it out. And the way to do that is you got to take the tee height down. You got to put the ball back in your stance a little bit and think more level. They're so used to hitting up, and you've got to flatten it out.
That's a great point. Yesterday, that reaction.
Oh, it was 450
yeah.
all day because you're downwind. Now, this one's flat. I like this apex, 154. There's your bounce, and you don't want to get hit by that Volvic there because that would hurt.
And just to be clear for those at home, if it goes off the grid, it cannot hit something and come back onto the grid.
Right.
It is out.
That's a little flatter right there as well. We'll see if he can get this kind of bounce. And he upped it right there, just under 380 yards. So we kind of know the numbers, Coach. You know, James put up 404, so that's a barometer for everybody to know, you know, where they're at.
When you win the first event of the year, as he did at the East Coast Classic, does that help you loosen up and to be a little bit freer?
Yeah, I think you're playing on house money for sure. I know he wants to win another one right here. Let's see if this corner of the grid, that's his lowest shot of the night there at 110 on the apex. And you can see lower ball speed almost produced the higher number. That's what's so cool about this. Can they flight it? Can they keep it low?
That one out past 380. That's a 385. So this.
And that's it. That's his home run.
Ball, and he plays the crowd a little bit, and I like that.
How about 6 out of 8 right down Main Street? That's over 4 bills.
Boy, he knew that one. That one just passed 408. And that's going to be very, very difficult for Ryan Steenberg to beat. Let's take a look at the big drive to beat by DXL. Art. All right, there's the big drive to beat line presented by DXL Men's Apparel. So he's got to hit it out past 408.
That's a big drive to beat for sure because, you know, Justin was 404, 403, something like that. And 408, that puts a number on Steenberg. That's a for sure number right there.
All right, so Ryan Steenberg, nickname Conan.
Conan, the grid is clear. Play away.
You have your philosophies and your theories, Art, on hitting first.
Right.
And the higher seeded by world ranking player gets to choose. Which do you like?
I love going first, personally. I'd like to put the heat on somebody. And again, I talked to Bobby Peterson before as his coach, and they're trying to get him to hit up on the ball to take away this side spin and this back spin. So he's got the speed, but he needs science, not violence in this strike.
8 balls in 3 minutes for each player. Again, a change from a year ago where the players went 4, 4, 4, and 4.
Right. And again, you can see the speed, 146, 214. Jerry, what I notice is he closes his feet well right at target. Most of the time, these long drivers will swing across their body. You can see there he's pointed well right, trying to hit a little pull, and watch the club, though, the path is going to go across to the left.
Yeah, not just long drivers. That is true across the board of any skill level, but you're right. He's always hit that little fade. Right now, though, the wind has died to next to nothing, so I'm not sure it's a big detriment.
Gotcha.
3 balls, 3 off the grid so far for Ryan Steenberg, now stepping up to his 4th ball.
That's flat. That's flat.
Yeah, that's not short.
That is flat, and that's going to run. That's big.
Look at that. Out past 400 and just past.
Could be that 6-inch rule. They'd have to measure on that.
The line to beat. And I love having the quote-unquote 1st and 10 line this year. I mean, that's a big advantage for the people watching at home.
They're going to take the tape measure out at the end. It's too close to call. So we can just see right now, that was a knuckleball off the toe. That's going nowhere. How would you like to just coach? Stand on the first tee and almost whiff it 340. You'd like that, wouldn't you?
I would. I would actually love that.
How would you like to tow one at 211 miles per hour?
All right, the clock's down under a minute. 3 balls left for Ryan Steenberg. Justin moves 408. Steenberg looked like he got it just past 408. So this was going to be a tight if neither one of these last 2 balls goes past 408.
It is, and Steenberg's got to think, hey, I can't count on the measurement. I want to try and really close the deal and take it over 408, take it over to 410.
You know, so this is 8th ball. If he doesn't beat 408 here, then they take the tape measure.
Right from the middle of the line, the middle of the ball.
Correct.
And you can see he's running a little nervous and he's running a little low on time. He might not get this one off. He's got 5 seconds to go right here. The ball must be gone before the clock strikes 0.
And you heard Mark, he did get the shot off in time. Doesn't look like it's going to stay in the grid, and it doesn't. So our first dramatic moment of the telecast is that this quarterfinal number 2 is going to come down to a measurement.
And it just shows you, Moose hit, 6 out of 8, right down Main Street, filled it up, and all it takes is 1, and there they go. They're going to take it from the middle of that line right to where the ball was. I believe they're going to measure Justin Moose's first, and we'll get a final number. And again, if it's within 6 inches, they're going to have a 4-ball playoff. 4-ball playoff. What do you think he's thinking right now, Coach?
I think he is thinking, I didn't have another yard.
I didn't have a couple. That's why when you tee it up in this, you tee it up right on the line. That was an old Jason Zuback, right on the line. 408, 3 inches. So it needs to be 10 inches or more. Boy, I'm nervous right now. Look at these two guys.
Moose's was 408 yards and 3 inches. Steenberg's is 408 yards and official, Mike? And 15 inches.
Wow, 408, 15 inches. So Ryan Steenberg beats the champion from the East Coast Classic. Would you consider this an upset, Art?
I don't know if it's an upset. I really think Justin had a great set right there, but it's a game of inches. I mean, they are just that close. You imagine coming all that way and getting beat by a foot. Take a look at this golf swing. He's setting up more underneath the golf ball, gets behind it, and again, his goal is to get his right shoulder down, but again at the top, beautiful load on there, plants the left leg way back underneath it. That's how you launch the ball high. That's how you spin it low. Wonderful extension.
So even despite the wind and the changing winds, both guys go over 408.
Yep, and again, that flat flight is winning the night right there. Even though it was a little butter fade out there, about 408.
A little buttercut.
Yeah.
All right, so Ryan Steenberg is your quarterfinal winner number 2. So he joins Justin James into the semifinals here tonight. The clash in the Canyon. All right, coming up next, our quarterfinal number 3. Will Hogue and Kyle Berkshire. They step up, ready to go. It's a clash in the Canyon. Take a stay, we're back in Mesquite. The Volvic is the official ball of the World Long Drive, and these guys and gals are using the Volvic Vivid XT.
And this golf ball has a zirconium cover. It's a matte finish, which is really cool. It reduces a lot of spin. This ball was specifically made for long drive. Had 115 compression, so it's hot.
All right, welcome back. Quarterfinal number 3 on the men's side. Send it down to Mark.
Here we go. Let's meet our competitors. This first guy, a firefighter out of Germantown, Tennessee, and an incredible cook, my goodness. Let me hear it for Will Hogue.
The former #1 player in the world has destroyed the grid so far to get here. He says he's prepared as he's ever been to win a title tonight.
And his opponent coming off an incredible rookie year on tour. The Knight out of the University of Central Florida, it's Kyle Berkshire.
A year ago, nobody knew Kyle, and now he's a household name in the sport. He's got one speed, that's full speed. One swing thought, go as hard as possible. Folks, you will not believe how hard he hits the golf ball.
He was here 3 hours ago, walked up to me, and I said, how you feeling today? He said, I'm ready to hit it hard and let loose.
Yeah.
With an intensity in his eye. You know, Will Hogue is not just a fireman, but Art, he's a great cook as well.
Ooh, that's my favorite right there. Love Brussels sprouts. Love that. I want to go to his house. Oh my. Whoa.
Do you think he cooks for the guys at the fire department? They got time on their hands.
They got to, and look at those ribs. Oh man. Oh man.
Wow. You know,
let's get on a plane and go to his house.
You know, one of my favorite shows is Chicago Fire on NBC.
Again, last year was kind of a down year, of course, for Will. For the last 5 years, his wife's either been pregnant, or he's been studying in classes, or he's been changing jobs. Good start. But again,
so you're saying either he's been changing jobs or changing diapers.
Right, he's been busy.
Got it.
And right out of the gate, right over 4 bills, need not apply. 145 on the club, 214 on the ball. Just to give you an idea, the average ball speed on the PGA Tour, 169. That right there is 45 miles an hour faster. And that's a little too high right there.
All right, Art, when you look at Will Hogue, former #1 player in the world, where does he get his power from?
Let's just start out. This guy's just country strong. I love the vertical address. Look how tall he is address. So he uses a lot of leverage right there. High hands, and then just turns everything through it. But folks, when you watch that line on your screen, if you see the ball climb, that comes from spin. When that ball spins, it won't roll. So we're looking for that ball to stay on its flight and not climb.
Remember, green is good, green is grid. So his first 3 balls have stayed on the grid. The longest drive so far for Will Hogue, 402.
It seems like the magic number from a apex standpoint, that's a flight, it's the total height, the max height, seems to be under 150, 125. When we get down to Nick Kiefer, you're really going to see some low apexes. So, and again, the barometer, the numbers, we saw James 402, we saw Moose 408, Steenberg 408. So he knows what he needs to do.
His nickname is the Soulless Wonder. And after watching him mess with the other guys when we were trying to do the interviews with him today,
right,
I understand how he got his nickname. I get it. He just doesn't care.
And he's here with his dad, Dave. They travel together. He just has a ball, you know, competing, and will go to every single event. Just loves to compete.
He's a lot of fun.
So no problem with accuracy tonight. It's just the spin game. Look at this ball speed. That's the top of the night. That's 222.
And that one just stays in the grid. And that one, 404, so that's his new longest drive. So far, 5 out of 6 of his balls have stayed in the grid.
Jerry, how can you get a ball to check up that much hitting it 400 yards?
With no spin, nonetheless.
Right.
I have no idea. That's knowing your grid, isn't it?
Right.
I guess all that time he spent in school, he explained to me he's reached the highest level you can get as an emergency medical person, as a paramedic, and that has taken up a lot of his time, but he's maxed out now and just enjoying this.
There's the flat one right there. Look at the apex number, down to 150. Here the ball will roll for sure. Boom, go. There's your number. If you get that right past that big drive to beat, you get it flatter, you get more yards. Notice the ball speed wasn't even up with the other one, but he got more yards. 415 of them.
Wow, that is the longest drive so far of the night of any competitor.
That's what the science part of long drive is right there, flattening it out under these conditions.
So Will Hogue, former #1 player in the world, sitting nicely. So now the youngster, Kyle Berkshire, and I feel like, Art, we have a duty to help this young kid tonight.
We definitely are on a mission for
really
Kyle.
Do. We really do. So this kid right here played at North Texas and left North Texas to do this professionally, but he still is in school at Central Florida. He now has a test today. He missed it.
Right.
His teacher, Dr. Sherrod, apparently said, I don't care. I don't care what the excuse is. If you don't show up, you're getting a 0. So we're here to,
come on, Doc,
almost plead his case.
Help him out.
He's on national television.
Come on.
He's in the Final 8.
He's a great ambassador for UCF. My son goes to school there, incredible school. Come on, Dr. Sherrod, give him a pass. You better be watching, that's for sure.
What Jerry said.
So again, look at the numbers here. He can play in this club at 147. His ball speed is down because he's not hitting the center of the face, the #1 most important thing in this sport. Hit the center of the face.
But the fact that he played collegiate golf, you feel like that helps competitors that are out here, yes?
It does, because he has, but he's abandoned that golf swing. Just look at the move off the ball. Watch the footwork. I mean, nothing is still. He's going as hard as he can. That's that one speed, full speed. So watch the footwork here as he takes the club back. Just all over the place. Nothing is stable.
I like to keep an eye on that clock, and you talk about the rhythm, and each ball should take the same amount of time. He's already hit. He's halfway through.
Yep, he's
right
doing
about
okay.
130.
Again, the ball that's curving, I can't see it from here, Jerry. That last one, that ball had to be fading about 20, 25 yards. Is that about right?
Yeah, but you're not the only one who can't see it. This goes too far for me. I get about the first 2/3 of it, and then I'm just watching the Jumbotron.
Right. So that's just a little bit too much rise, as you can see it against that flat top Mesa Mountain, and a little bit too much curve. And that's why the ball, when it hits that grid, will just check up and not roll.
So 3 out of his 5 balls have stayed in the grid, but he does not have a drive even close to what Will Hogue had at 415.
So what has to happen is the ball has to flatten out, and he's got to take a little of that curve off. It's just a hard change to make in 50 seconds.
Just 21 years of age, bright future for sure.
Yeah, a year ago he was down in Dallas, came into my shop actually, got on the monitor, said, watch me hit a couple. Do you think I can compete in the long drive? Was 192 ball speed. I said, You got to find 20 miles an hour more, and guess what? He did. And he made the Final Four last year at WinStar at the World Championship.
Really tough right now, though, Art, because the wind just picked back up. And
yeah, I can see those flags.
Big ask to hit it 450. Blowing about 15 right now, and he's got 15 seconds left to hit it.
Ouch.
So Kyle Berkshire down to his final ball. 415 is the yardage to beat, or Will Hogue will move into the semifinals.
Yeah, that's a little thin on the bottom of the rise. He's got to be disappointed. Little wind change, but he did not hit the shot that Will hit for sure.
But it will not chase 400. And ladies and gentlemen, Will Hogue.
So Will Hogue will advance, and he beat Kyle Berkshire's farthest drive by 27 yards.
That's a big win right there. That is a big drive to beat. That was a big ass 415, especially when the weather changes.
All right, 3 men have made it into the semifinals. Our defending champ, Ryan Reisbeck, ready to step up. He'll take on Nick Kiefer. Then our semifinals will be set. Clash in the Canyon. Balls are flying. We're back after this. It's time now to check out the State Farm Paralong Drive exhibition from earlier today here in Mesquite. Chris Arnold, Brendan Jacks, Nick Stillwell, and Josh Williams put on an absolute show, hitting drives simultaneously. See who would come out number 1 on top. Brendan Jacks ended up hitting the longest drive, 376, becoming your State Farm Paralong Drive winner. Congratulations to Brendan Jacks. All right, time for quarterfinal number 4. To get you set, let's send it back down to Mark Sherman. Mark.
A self-described golf entertainer, the lone lefty in the TV field, and most importantly, he loves cake. Let me hear it for Nick Kiefer.
Let me tell you what he did. He takes down 2-time world champion Tim Burke in a playoff for the final spot to make it here tonight. Watch out for Nick.
And his opponent, Big Daddy, the defending Clash in the Canyon champion, the father of 5, Ryan Reisbeck.
The elder statesman of the group, he loves this grid, and he'd love to grab another title in front of his family tonight. He means business. Look at that face. What wrestler does he remind you of?
Well, there's a couple of different guys, but I will tell you this, and we'll get into that. He came up to me at the gym today.
Right.
I was on the machine that he wanted to use. He said, "Get off."
And you did.
In a heartbeat.
Right.
In a heartbeat.
So we've been talking about apex the whole night. That's how high the golf ball flies. This man will fly it lower than anybody in the field.
Now, he's the only lefty in the final 8. Is that an advantage, disadvantage?
If it's left to right and in, it's an advantage. Jerry, is it left, right in or right, left in?
Right now, the flag at the top, the rim of the canyon, the big USA flag up there, the Stars and Stripes, is almost dead limp. But it does feel like it's switching a little bit from the right, and it's been from the left all morning.
Right. He works with Coach Rick Silva out of Chicago. Very, very good coach. And again, they have one thing. Let's hit it hard. Let's hit it in the middle of the face. Again, you see these apex numbers. He'll be the guy that will keep it below 130. He's just got to take his time, try to hit a little trap draw is what we call that. That'd be for him left to right. So we just try to start down that left side.
The numbers to the right of Nick's name.
There it is.
Is the number of balls. He has 8 balls each competitor, 3 minutes. Green is good. Green is grid.
Right. And you can see right there, he can make the ball roll 40 yards, 83 feet. So he's going to try and use the ground. Unlike, a couple of the other guys who went way up top. Reisbeck's going to go up top. So a lot of different styles for long drive. He's going to use the ground again by being shallower. He is obviously, not as tall, so he has a more rounded golf swing.
Do you feel like Ryan is like giving us the eye on the graphic? I feel it's hard for me to call this match right now. It really is.
Team Callaway right there. Who's the meanest?
So 4 balls, all OBs for Nick Kiefer. So a little under a minute and a half. He's got 4 balls left.
And he learned a lesson yesterday. He thought he was out of the tournament. I mean, he mailed it in mentally, and they called him back to the tee for that playoff. And this is not a good set right here.
These aren't even close.
I mean, they're not.
Yeah.
And again, yesterday he learned He saw his wife, saw his child, and he just stormed off. And she's like, no, something could happen. And the points changed. Burke didn't win, and they're calling him back to the tee, and he pulled it out. He said he will never do that again. This is a crucial shot right here, Coach, right here, crucial shot.
All right, so that one will stay on the grid.
Yeah, you need a mark. You always got to have a mark. See if you can get this ball to chase a little bit down the middle. It's a nice mark, a little over 390. He wishes that would have been ball 2 to build on that, but he's still got a few to go.
The new Big Drive to Beat line this year, new to the World Long Drive Tour. Telecast here on Golf Channel. That one 396. So at least there's a number out there.
Yeah, you don't want to go over because all you need is a minimum of 270 to win. You know, Reisbeck would have to come up. At least now he's got to hit a golf ball near 400 to win. Look at that club speed. Just glance there. It's 151. Final ball here.
All right, that one's going to go off the grid, so only one of his 8 balls stayed on the grid. 396 is the number to beat as the defending champion here at the Clash in the Canyon. Ryan Reisbeck will step up for his turn. 8 balls in 3 minutes. All right, so here it is, our Big Drive to Beat line presented by DXL Men's Apparel. And for this quarterfinal, it is at 396.
That's a great flat shot for him, by the way, or a little high toe. This is a good ball right here to start this out, Coach.
I tried to make
this is a big ball, Coach.
Look at that.
This is a big ball, Coach. This is one and done, Coach. Are you kidding me?
Well past 420. This is going to be over.
It's already over.
It's over.
I mean, game, set, match right there. That was one ball. I saw that flat draw, and he told me this morning at breakfast, he goes, I have to learn how to make changes to the grid during the set. And I think he just made the change waiting to hit. Wow.
Technically one ball hit, even though he hit his second ball, but it took him one ball to beat Nick Kiefer.
And look right here, great setup. I love how the handle's behind the golf ball there. Stops at the top, flat left wrist. And again, he had to drop it to the inside to hit that draw. This is one of the best shots I've ever seen Ryan hit. I mean, that's a huge, that's almost a quarter mile into the fan.
I went out there yesterday at the 450 mark to look back at the grid. Kind of this shot that we have right here. Yeah, it's amazing when you see the ball fly.
Look how far this ball flies. Let's see it in the air. How far did it fly? Oh, over 400.
Over 400.
Right, that's 4 football fields. Let's play there. And that's 4 1/4. Boom.
So here's what the brackets look like right now. Justin James will take on Ryan Steenberg, and then on the other side, Will Hogue and Ryan Reisbeck, the defending champ. The women take the stage next. Time now for the women, and Art, we've got a tremendous semifinals for these ladies.
Going to be awesome. Troy Mullins, Alex Phillips, Heather Manfredda, former world champion, Alexis Belton. Wait to see these golf swings. They're going to put on a show.
All right, let's get it going with the first semifinals. Send it back down to Mark. Mark.
Here we go, the first women's semifinal. And his first hitter, a heptathlete from Cornell University. What a stud. Let me hear it for the Troyer, Troy Mullins.
She defines effortless power. If you've never seen this golf swing, you are in for a treat.
And her opponent, boy, she's got a lot of fans right here in Mesquite, because right now she calls Las Vegas, Nevada, her home. Give it up for Alex Phillips.
It's been about a 3-year run for Alex. She's improved every single tournament. Now she's in the semis, and now she's going to see what it's like to face a champion like Troy Mullins.
So semifinal number 1 set to go. Troy Mullins and Alex Phillips. Let's remember what she did last year in Denver.
First woman ever to hit 400 yards. I was there. I called it. It was unbelievable. Of course, we're at altitude, and she just pasted it right down the middle, and that ball crossed the 400 stripe. It was awesome.
You talk about a smile for days. Troy Mullins has a smile for days. It's just tremendous. She has such a great personality. We heard from her earlier today, and
The grid is clear, play away.
If people haven't seen this great thing she did on social media where she dressed up as a grandma.
Yeah, the Genesis Open, that was fantastic.
That was so great, right?
Just watch this golf swing, though. Watch this tempo. You're going to go, how does she hit it this far? I don't know. Just watch the tempo. That was a little on toe right there.
Remember, green is good. Green is grid. That one stays in the grid.
Yeah,
For the ladies, what has to be the minimum drive?
250.
Okay.
There's a nice high draw. Now, she just made an equipment change this year. I'm anxious to see how it performs here because, again, it is into the wind. Flew that under 280. Ball has to stay in, which it did.
Oh, it does. Nearly 300. We'll get the official yardage.
So watch the tempo, folks. Watch her pause at the top, change the direction, and then go. And there's her shot right there. That's solid.
How is it different? And, Jerry, I know you're around the LPGA Tour a lot. When you see the women of the World Long Drive Tour hit as opposed to the men?
I think tempo, Jerry. Don't you think just overall tempo is so much better? You know, using their footwork properly. This is just a great golf swing. She's self-taught. That ball kind of got away from her on the left a little bit. Probably will stay in, get a nice bounce. The sides are hot here in Mesquite. That just beat her best, just short of 320.
So all 4 balls so far for Troy in the grid. That one the longest at 317.
Right. Great foundation, nice turn. And Jerry, what happened right there?
She looked like her hand might just be a little sweaty in this hot weather. But to get back to the question you asked, the difference between the men and women competitors, in my opinion, the women have swings you will see on tour. The
Right.
men don't. They're not concerned one bit about accuracy except for 1 out of 8 golf balls.
And her numbers are just about average for the male PGA Tour. Right there, 114, 167 is spot on for what's happening on the men's tour. She just flew that ball into the wind over 300 yards.
Amazing. There you see our drive to beat line, new this year to the telecast here on the Golf Channel. That one in the grid. We'll get the exact yardage here in a second.
That's 68 feet off the ground. See if she can get a big roll. Big roll.
That one out close to the 320, so she had a 317. That one looks like it might be 318, and it is. So 1 ball to go. So far, 6 out of 7 has found the grid.
And leaves 30 seconds on the clock. That one's going to be out of play. I really think 318 is just a big ball. I mean, 167 on the ball. That's a huge shot.
So if you are Alex Phillips, her opponent right now, and you're walking up to the tee, what's your mindset? How do you wrap your head around the fact that you know you've got to hit at 318?
Well, she hit several balls today, over 300 yards, so she can do it. But, again, going second is tough. And that was a great set right there, and she's out of breath. Go out sometime, take 8 golf balls, put the iPhone down, turn on 3 minutes, and go try to swing as hard as you can. Go see how good you do, and see how hard it is. Alex is a nearby resident, from Las Vegas, and she got turned on to the sport. She saw it on television, and she started training. She's got a golf swing as well. I just think tonight if she can maintain her tempo and not get too quick, because she's really never been here. I like this drill here. Turn the club upside down, kind of going for speed with the handle. I like that.
She made it to the quarterfinals a year ago in this event, but as you mentioned, she's never been, lack of a better term, under the bright lights, big city, the whole thing.
And now we start out, Jerry, you got 1 left, 1 right. That's always tough when you have the miss going both ways.
Yeah, but I think she needs her Sunday best, so you got to give it all you got on each one.
Right.
That's a big ball to try and catch, and that one was hit nicely. It stays in the left side. But another thing about her, she has symmetric tour status. She can play the game.
Right.
And then you get out of your normal routine by getting out here and trying to just hit the cover off it.
Yeah, she could play her game
good.
because she just sent Troy Mullins home on that shot, Jerry. Over 320. Wow, what an upset.
So Alex Phillips, just like that, ball number 3 goes north of 320. That's good for the win, and all Troy Mullins can do is say, you know what? Good for you. Good for you.
Using the ground, using the roll, and going for it. I love it. That ball had to roll 40 yards. So let's take a look at this setup. And as Jerry said, I mean, she's tour quality. She's symmetric tour quality. Perfect setup. Can't say anything but that. Head stays steady. You can line it up with somebody behind there. Full shoulder turn. Sinks down, uses the ground, stays behind it, and got that ball to turn over and run. Watch it here in real speed right here. This upper body, she'll turn right behind it and just pow right there at impact. And here's one coming at you. And again, a low, tight draw. You have to. Again, it's blowing out there. She used the ground. That ball flew 280, and it rolled 45 yards.
All right, Jerry Foltz is with the winner. Jerry.
From Reno, Nevada, now the entire family has made their way to Las Vegas, Nevada, where they live, and most of them are up here in the stands. Come on, Phillips. There we go. You got a whole clan here. What was going through your heart and your mind with those numbers Troy put up?
Man, you know, Troy's one of the best in the league, and she's always a tough competitor, so she put that 318 up, which, with the win this morning, it seemed like a real big number, so I was a little anxious, but, you know, she's a good one, and I'm happy to see her on the grid.
A couple of wayward ones early. We thought you might start getting worried, but I made the point to Art that you had to catch it your absolute best to catch that. Was that the best you got, or you got more in the tank?
There's always more in the tank.
Love it. Alex is moving on.
Always more in the tank. I like it. All right, women's semifinal number 2. Manfredda, Belton, ready to belt it. Live next. We are back here in the desert. Gorgeous weather here in Mesquite, Nevada. So far, the balls are flying. A drive north of 320 for our first win in the women's semifinals. Time for women's semifinal number 2. Let's send it back down to Mark.
Here we go, women's semifinal number 2. And man, you will find this first young woman out in the open air, whether it's riding horses, snowboarding, whatever it is, she loves it. Give it up for Heather Manfredda.
She has the most experience in the field. The former world champ took down the legend Sandra Karlberg in the quarters. She's got to be just riding confidence high.
Her high school coach convinced her to play golf by saying she could get out of school early in high school. Yes, it pays off to skip school sometimes. Let me hear it for Alexis Belton.
And this is only her second long drive event ever, and she's performing like a seasoned veteran. Another amazing swing to watch. So let's watch this golf swing right here. No stranger to this grid. This is where she won her world championship. Heather has just a great golf swing.
She just moved to Kentucky. She told us yesterday, Art, that there's a lot of dry fields and places to hit the golf ball.
Very nice
Kentucky.
Start. Very nice start.
That one just passed the 310 line.
And again, all clubs conform to USGA specifications. That's the max length of 48 inches. She's dropping it to the inside, hitting her draw. She's a PGA apprentice. You know, does some clinics and exhibitions. Got a great golf swing.
That one just a little bit longer. Alexis Belton standing there. Just like Alex Phillips admitted to Jerry,
yep.
When you see a long one and you know, depending on how things were going this morning with the wind, you get nervous. You're like, I know that will take a perfect drive for me to beat.
Absolutely.
That one will be short. Remember, green is good, green is grid.
Yeah, 157 on the ball. Her top is probably going to be at about 164. What does that 7 miles an hour mean? It means about 18, 19 yards.
So you mentioned that Heather beat Sandra Karlberg to get here this morning, and Karlberg last year in the finals of the Waldron World Long Drive Championships, the reverse happened.
They've gone toe-to-toe for years. They're, you know, two of the most seasoned professionals, along with Phyllis Meddy, and it's a different semifinal not to see Phyllis Meddy here and not to see Sandra Karlberg here.
That one just passed 300. So far, the swing looks good. The yardage is there. 314 is as long as 4 out of 5 thus far have found the grid.
And what she's doing better than any of the other competitors, she has probably the lowest spin rate of them all, Art.
Yeah, I just got the number. She's definitely keeping it down. There's a flat one. That should get a big roll. Goes past her best.
That one out close to 320. Be around 316 to be exact. This is a big number for Alexis to have to beat, much like Alex had to do in the first women's semifinal. Now, this is probably the fastest set of 8 balls that we've seen the entire night, men or women.
Troy got, with 30 seconds to go, she's right on that pace. Yeah, they're not, they're just in rhythm, fast, going. Oops, over the top. She tried to, I think she tried to swing as hard as she could because I think she really hit as far as she can hit it at 316.
All right, so Heather Manfredda, her number to beat, 316. Big smile. She knows she did good right there. Big drive to beat, 316 for Alexis Belton.
So how about this? She starts playing golf when she's 16, and then she plays college golf at Texas Wesleyan. I mean, so you go from 16, and there you go.
All right, let's take a look at the big drive to beat line presented by our good friends at DXL. And there you see it at 316, set by Heather and Alexis. Now we'll step up 8 balls to beat that and join Alex Phillips in the finals here in Mesquite.
So watch this tempo, folks. Watch this golf swing. Wonderful setup. Second long drive event ever.
That's impressive.
That's impressive, Jerry. I mean, she doesn't need this wide of a grid right here. She can play on the numbers all day. Where is that golf ball? Keep panning. Where is it? 167 ball.
Quick reminder, the numbers to the right of Alexis are the number of balls, 8, that she will have to beat Heather in 3 minutes' time.
I think the first one did it. I really do. I think it's game over. They lost that golf ball. That's 167 miles an hour. She beat her in one shot.
Yeah, I'm anxious to know exactly what the 334.
Yeah,
okay.
That ball was gone. They went out of their camera view. I mean, she just belted it.
That's amazing. Amazing, amazing. Alexis, one ball, just like Ryan Reisbeck on the men's side. She wins it with one swing.
I can't say enough about this golf swing. Big turn behind the golf ball. I like how she's got the hips frozen. She's taking that back 3/4. There's the power, uses the ground. Amazing extension. The path and face of this golf club is amazing.
Now, here's why we actually couldn't track it. We'll look from the top. We hadn't really seen one go that far with the women yet. And that one lands, and then it gets a lot of roll.
Yeah, it flew well over 300 yards. Again, right out of the camera view. Beautiful golf swing.
Now, here are the brackets on the women's side. It's Alex and Alexis for the right to call themselves champion here in Mesquite. The men's semifinals on deck next. Art, Jerry, Coach, back Clash in the Canyon, Mesquite, Nevada. And I tell you what, Art, it is time for the men's semifinals, and the big boys have arrived. The #1 player in the world, Justin James, will take on Ryan Steenberg. Then the defending champ, Ryan Reisbeck, will take on the former #1 player in the world, Will Hogue. Let's get it going. Send it back down to Mark.
This first guy, I know he's a big fella, but he's mean, but he's got a soft side, too. A master of fine arts, ladies and gentlemen. Let me hear it for Conan!
And Ryan came out, won that first match by a foot. He's got to be thinking he's playing on house money. Might go to one of these Mesquite casinos afterwards. He's got his hands full, though, with this next guy. I'll tell you what, he has got a lot on his plate.
This guy is handy with his drone. You're going to want to check out his Instagram page. He's got a beautiful flyover of this amazing grid. Let me hear it from Jacksonville, Florida. It's Justin James.
So simply put, other than the turtle right there, that is his inner self right there. Ladies and gentlemen, from top to bottom, this is the best long driver in the world, period, right here. Mentally and physically, he's prepared. And he's ready to go.
He's the reigning world champ. He is ranked #1. He has made it here to the semifinals, and Ryan Steenberg will step up first. 8 balls, 3 minutes. Green is good.
Jerry, it looks like the wind's kind of laid down. Am I right?
Yes, you are right. It's completely still right now. Wouldn't blow out a match, Art.
Right. Okay, so you don't really have to do anything with your flight. You can kind of hit your shot.
Still a fast grid, though. You want it landing with the lowest speed and the most run, don't you?
Absolutely. You got to use the ground here and get that ball running. Justin told you he wanted to hit that kind of pull draw in that left corner. That's going to be the furthest shot tonight. Same thing that Reisbeck said.
You know, in the Final Four, I just noticed, because we were doing our Facebook show before, people want to join us in our next telecast. Pretty cool. You get to know the guys. And we have 2 guys in the Final Four that both have master's degrees. in Ryan and then Will Hogue in the second semifinal.
Right?
How about that?
I don't have one.
Neither do I.
In no wind, I really think that Justin James has the advantage. Into the wind, I think Justin James has the advantage. I just think he's just going to hit. It's a better shot.
That one's going to be officially 409, so his first of 3 balls in the grid. That will be at least, at this point, the number to beat for Justin James.
210 on the ball there. Nice hop.
Look at that one. Hashtag mash them up, Art.
It shows you when the wind dies how much further these players can hit the golf ball.
Yesterday we saw many balls fly past 450, even 460 at times.
And he's filling it up. You get 3 in a row going like this onto the grid. Now you're just trying to find some spots.
That one will be short. You see our big drive to beat line out there, new this year on the Golf Channel. What are you seeing to the left there, the numbers powered by TrackMan?
You know, club speed 143 and the balls in that 212, 215 range. I think for no wind, he's optimized. And what does that mean?
Are these numbers
that means he's kind of not left anything on the table.
Are these numbers that, in your opinion, can beat Justin James?
Not if Justin hits his best shot. No, I think Justin goes into the 430s. If the wind stays down.
Ball number 7 for Steenberg.
And it's totally 3 minutes, you know, with the introductions, maybe 3.5. Can the wind stay down?
That one rolls to the right of the grid. So his final ball, so far his best, you see the green number 423 to the right of his name. And that one will go left. So that 4th ball is the one that will count for Ryan Steenberg. 423 as the reigning, look at him, as the reigning world champ, Justin James steps to the tee. Will that stick? We'll find out right now. Justin James, you mentioned the flyover. He loves doing different things. I used the term cerebral earlier in the telecast. He loves to use his drone. Drone.
Yeah.
I always say it wrong, drone.
His spirit animal, the snapping turtle. Let's see if he puts a clinic on here.
I'm always, I guess, amazed, because I haven't been around him a whole lot, at his follow-through and how he falls to the left.
Yes. I mean, his feet are not planted to the ground. If he's kept his feet down, 2 broken ankles and 2 knees, that would be gone. And this is gone right here.
And that's going to be good enough for the win.
That's it. 2 balls is what it took.
2 balls, 4-2-5. Green is good, and that is good enough for Justin James.
And he's only hit 4 golf balls the whole night so far. So he's taking care of business kind of quick. Welcome to the finals.
It's time now for Going Rogue, presented by Callaway. We're going to take a look at the longest drive from tonight's competition semifinals. Justin James, drive number 2.
425 yards. Definitely rogue right there.
So Justin James will move into the finals. And here are the top 6 longest drives of the night, and they are all Callaway guys.
Looks like a little domination right there. Definitely putting on a clinic tonight.
Callaway very happy right now, to say the least. All right, time for men's semifinal number 2. Let's send it back down to Mark Sherman. Mark.
Our next men's semi-finalist. His main goal in life is to have biceps like Moose. I think you're on your way. I think you're going to make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Will Hogue.
Well, I had a feeling about Will. I'm telling you what, he is here to win one. He is the freshest mind I've ever seen, Will Hogue. He looks serious right there.
And his opponent, he's got 5 kids in the audience. 14, 12, 10, and 2 8s. That's the twins. Let's do this one for Quincy. Come on, it's Ryan Reisbeck.
And the Chief wants to go to Hawaii, doesn't he? I mean, that's a lot of pressure right there. 1 ball into that left corner. He loves this grid. what a matchup this will be.
All of a sudden, there's a story within the story. The Hawaii trip that is on the line for the kids. Do it for the kids. All right, Will Hogue will hit first. Remember, he will have 8 balls, 3 minutes, and then Ryan Reisbeck will have to match or beat him. And if he does it in 1 ball like he did his first time up, then that's good enough.
Right.
That one finds the grid, but we've seen that 375 just hasn't been even close to good enough.
That's just spin. Again, Will's a guy that'll hit a little bit down on the golf ball and create a little more backspin. So if he can hit a flatter flight, so use that flat top mesa, folks, in the background as your depth chart. And if that ball works high up that mountain, that means the ball's spinning, it's not going to roll, and that's not a good thing. Jerry, same conditions down there?
Yeah, just a slight breeze in at the moment, which with any backspins in a costume,
right.
So that's the beauty there.
There it is. There it is right there. That's just amazing. It's just 2 miles an hour faster, but it's going to go 50 yards longer.
So good roll out past 420 and out close to 425. We'll see what the official, 423, the official number.
And it just shows you what spin, controlling of the spin, and that's in the club delivery if they can keep it flat.
So 423 was the number that Ryan Steenberg put out for Justin James to beat. And we'll see if Hogue can get it any farther in his final 4 balls.
So James goes 425, Reisbeck goes 424, Hogue's out there 423. You've seen one match decided by a foot. It shows you how close these competitors are. Another good shot right here.
Ball number 5.
220. That's rarefied air right there.
That one, he beats his own on the big drive to beat line. New to the Golf Channel, World Long Drive this year. The official total 426 on his 5th ball.
He's just so strong. I cannot describe the strength that he has.
That last one, Art, by the way, was the longest drive that we've seen from any of the men thus far here tonight. And Ryan, from the several times I've spoken with him the last couple of days, he's a smart guy.
Right.
He knows that that was a really good number.
Oh, he knows that's a number, but he put up, 424. So it's these guys are all, it's just a matter who can do it when it matters. And Hogue's got a nice set going. He's 6 for 7, but 4 of them were spinners. That's the thing, I'm telling you. He would rather hit 1 ball 450 and 7 balls in those houses way to the right. Watch this shot right here, though. Watch this shot right here in that corner. Watch the bounce it gets in that corner.
It's a big bounce out past 400. That will not be far enough. So his number to beat will be his 5th ball, 426. Let's take a look at the big drive to beat line presented by DXL. 426. As the defending champ, Ryan Reisbeck steps to the tee. Can he beat that number?
I would not be shocked if he does. I mean, look at that 7 out of 8. Again, first shot, he's only hit 1 ball. So I don't really know what his action is a lot, going on tonight.
All right, the Reisbeck fans are tweeting. We're tuned in and cheering you on, Ryan. You can join the conversation on Instagram, on Twitter, hashtag World Long Drive.
So I spoke to him this morning. We had breakfast, and he just said, I have to learn how to change within the set if something's going wrong. That's all I want to do.
So yesterday he was saying that he was having a hip issue. He was very sore, and this morning in the gym he had physio working on him for probably 20 to 30 minutes to stretch out the lower left part of his back and hip.
He looks fine to me. If he's hurting, I don't know. First ball was 217. And again, on my TrackMan machine right there, that spins well over 2,500. We got to keep that down under 2,000. And that's when you get the big rollouts. He looks good, though, tonight. Again, this is only his 4th ball of the night. So you see that climb up the mountain, everybody goes, ooh, it's like an airplane taking off. In this sport, that's bad news.
Okay.
That's bad news.
Well,
I can't get my 5-iron to stop that good.
That one right over 360. It's amazing, and I know you've been doing this for a long time, and I learned so much from you. that you can tell just from the trajectory and the ball spin almost within 5 yards of where it's going to end up.
You really can. Again, you're seeing these balls check up, and this is a great backdrop to know if they've spun it or not, because you see the ball work up the mountain. And where does that come from? From hitting down on the ball. What do they want to do? Hit up on the golf ball.
Halfway through his allotted time of 3 minutes. Ball number 5.
It's kind of a medium flight right there. I expect a little over 4 bills to that 415 maybe. Nope, not getting that run out.
So 392. So he's had 4 of his 5 stay in the grid, but he is 34 yards shy of what Will Hogue was able to put up on the board.
So his shot before to get here was a pull into that left corner, a pull draw. So you got to hit it on the toe of the golf club to do this, okay? That's a big deal, and that's his shot. That's the only way he's going to get it. Look how he plays that ball forward, head well behind the golf ball. So let's see if he can just kind of pull it to the left and get the ball to turn left.
That one does just the opposite of what you said.
Exactly, and then this is exactly what he spoke about. Can I change mid-set? Can I make the swing change?
Look at Will Hogue. I mean, the emotions are on his face.
Yeah.
You can see how nervous he is.
You can't do anything about it sitting there, right?
That completely tells you the story of what these guys and women go through when they get down to this point of the competition.
8 seconds to go, final ball. Over the top cut, no.
Yeah, he knows it too.
Yep.
He knows it too.
What a final this is going to be.
So how about this? Former #1 in the world, Will Hogue, longest drive of the night at 426, will face the current #1 player in the world and the current world champion in Justin James. Pretty good.
I thought they were the 2 best coming in here. You know, amazing stuff.
Let's take a look at the replay.
What can you say about the power that Will Hogue has right here? I love how he keeps the face down on the way back. Look how wide and stretched he is right there at the top. Club face is shut. Has to be. If it was open, he'd hit it dead right. Pushes down with that left leg. Great extension, head down and back. Just hits it hard. That was 220 miles an hour.
And here from that camera that I love so much.
Get a glove, go out there, coach, and see if you can catch that out of the air at about 1,200 feet.
I got the under on that, Art. No chance.
All right, Jerry is with your winner. Jerry.
You mentioned that the former #1 now matched up in the finals against the current #1. Does it get tougher as you go along, or does it get a little easier as you keep advancing?
Whenever hitting against Justin James is easy, you please let me know.
Good point. You've only missed the green, I'm told, 3 times with your tee shot. What's the strategy now?
I mean, I'm going to stick with what I'm doing. It seems to be working. I've gotten this far. I mean, Justin James is a beast. If I hit my ball and he beats it, there's nothing I can really do about it. I'm just going to do what I'm doing.
All right, we can't wait to see it.
Thanks.
Good luck.
All right, Jerry, thank you. Now, Art, for Will, he's only missed 3 of 16 balls in the grid tonight.
13 golf balls in, so that just means the club face is real square for Will. It's a matter if he can keep the spin down, but the club face is square, the path is right on, and you can just see he's filling it up, and he's not filling up sides, he's filling up down the middle. So path and face are great. It's just a spin issue.
Well, when we asked him earlier today what it's like to be at this point, he used the one word, finally. And finally, he will go toe-to-toe with our #1 player in the world, Justin James. That will be our final on the men's side a little bit later on in the hour here at Clash in the Canyon. But now it's time to crown a champion on the women's side. It's Alex and Alexis. They are ready. Let's tee it up. The women's champ is next. Let's take a look at Golf Mesquite, Nevada, and all it has to offer. Memorable golf vacations require a few undeniable essential elements. Golf Mesquite, Nevada offers up the best championship courses in southern Utah and southern Nevada, as well as essential golf vacation amenities like numerous dining options, spa and salon treatments, and action-packed casinos, all packaged into a simple process for guests to customize their perfect golf getaway. Golf Mesquite, Nevada offers some of the best golf architects like Jack Nicklaus and Arnold Palmer, And on virtually every one of the 6 highly rated courses, golfers are treated to breathtaking scenery, impeccable conditions, and country club service. Plus, all 6 layouts fit every golfer's skill level and wallet. Located 80 miles north of Las Vegas, Mesquite is the hub of the fastest growing golf destination in the West. It is certainly a great place to come to, and there she is, Alex Phillips. She was able to take down Troy Mullins in the first women's semifinal, and Twitter is alive, talking about these women who are ready to step up for the championship. How about Josh? These ladies can really crank it. Solid swings, too. Hashtag World Long Drive. You can be a part of the conversation. Join us on Instagram and Twitter. Alexis Belton, yeah, she went 334. Dan, you're right. Wow. Hashtag World Long Drive. She's hit 1 ball so far tonight. And finally, at Golf Fitness Bay, best of luck to all the beautiful and strong women competing in the Clash in the Canyon today. It's the first televised World Long Drive event this year. Couldn't have said it any better myself. All right, Art, we're going to get you on Twitter sooner or later. She's on to the finals. Let's go. Check out the men's and women's final from the World Long Drive. You can join the conversation. Hashtag World Long Drive on Twitter and Instagram. Okay, when we come back, it will be these two. 324, 334. That was the semifinals. It's time to crown a champion. Alex and Alexis go toe-to-toe live next. The views have been amazing. The competition has been fantastic. The Clash in the Canyon, time for a women's champion. Let's send it down to Mark.
Let's do this. The women's finals. And our first hitter, a rising star, looking to take the crown. The Mustang out of Cal Poly University. It's Alex Phillips.
Rarefied air, a lot of pressure, but she looks excited. She looks like she's having fun.
And her opponent out of Texas Wesleyan University in Ruston, Louisiana, it's Alexis Belton.
Okay, so she's hit 1 golf ball tonight. That's it, just 1. It's been an easy night's work. We'll see what she has. That only went 334. This should be a great matchup right here. This is kind of a new look. I've been calling this for a long time, and I'm used to saying Phyllis Meddy and Sandra Carlberg and Heather Manfredda all the time. And these 2 names, again, in the final.
But this is good because this means
awesome.
that the field is getting deeper, it's getting better, more competition. That's great. So who do you like here between Alex Phillips and Alexis Belton?
I like Belton. I like the golf swing, and I think she's going to take the title.
They both, I kind of look at body language and how somebody walks and what their face looks like, all that type of thing. They both walked with a purpose when they came out. And that, to me, spells confidence for both.
Both athletes, and again, Belton played a lot of basketball. That ball's turning over real hard. Jerry, that just looks like just a toe hit, total toe hit.
Just beyond about 280.
And that's how she ran at 323 before. And again, there's a point where you want to hit it on the face. Again, she's grabbing that club upside down, trying to get that club head speed.
Remember, green is good and green is grit. Jerry, go ahead.
Yeah, a couple mishits for sure. Little toe tumblers. That one was a little bit off the bottom of the face. I don't think it was totally in the center.
164 on the ball speed, Jerry, and that ball flew far. That's going to be out there 315 almost.
That was a bit of a miss. Oh my goodness. 2 players here, Art. They don't. Either one of them gets it back to parallel. That is incredible for this club at speed.
A lot of folks think you have to take it way past parallel to hit it far, and it's not at all true. Compact with a lot of speed on the bottom. They both use the ground well.
And huge turns as well. Both of them get that right hand about as far away from the ball at the top of their backswing as you can possibly get it. A lot of power comes from that.
And what Jerry means there is that's a lot of width. That right hand gets far away from the right ear at the top. That's width. So you can get a big backswing not just by how far the club travels, but by how far your hands travel. That's the key.
All right, that's the first ball for Alex Phillips that did not stay on the grid. 4 for 5. Her longest hit so far, 314, is the big drive to beat for Alexis Belton to this point.
And why her one mistake is to hit the ball on the toe is she comes from the inside too much on the way down. We get a look right here, so she's coming from the inside by her right foot a little bit too much, and the ball's hitting right of center on the face on the toe.
That one lands past 280.
Big
we'll
bounce.
see what kind of a bounce. It got a nice one out close to 320. Officially 319 with two balls to hit. She does just have one ball now. This will be the 8th and final ball for her.
Yeah, 14 seconds. She's got enough experience. She knows what she's doing. She knows that clock's sitting there. She sees it. See if she can get it down that left side. That's where it's a little hotter.
She was listening.
Nope.
Too far, though.
Too far. That was the corner.
All right, that one's going to hook and end up off the grid. So 5 out of 8. 319 is the number. And Alexis Belton will stand up on the tee box. And she may just be a couple of swings away from her first title.
As a competitor, knowing that you've already bested the number, that's got to feel great. Now she just has to execute. Let's not forget, Jerry, you saw her last year at WinStar, first event. Again, this is just her second event. She's trying to win a big title right here, win this tour event.
She is, she's just impressive in everything she says, everything she does. All this energy out here, all this ruckus, all the music and the fans, and she stays so centered and so focused.
Right. So she'll need a little draw shot, I think, to win. That's what that other one was, and a little higher shot, over 100 feet. That's a great shot right there.
That all depends on the bounces. I don't know if she has more in the tank than that one.
Yeah, I think that takes it.
Well,
I really do.
That's going to be just short of the big drive to beat line, about a yard short, 318. From the appearance, they won't have to measure that one.
No, they won't.
But she's also been able to stay on the grid. That one won't find the grid. 2 minutes to go. Right on pace.
Needs to slow down just a little. See what kind of shot she hits her. She's in the middle of the set now. Key shots 4 and 5. It's a little high there. Jared, what's the wind doing? Anything out there?
Nothing right now, and it's been consistent for both competitors, which is what you want.
Right, that fade shot's not going to do it.
Remember last year at this event, Alex Phillips made it only to the quarterfinals. A very nervous smile from the 25-year-old.
That's pretty high.
That one landed.
Oh, it carried.
That carried.
Wow, what a fly ball. 170. Look at that ball speed. That's what did it.
And she now knows that she is the champ. 332 is your winning drive for Alexis Belton.
What a performance. Awesome performance. Second event, first win. She's going to be around a while.
So she went north, if I am accurate, of 330 for both of her winning drives.
Yeah, that's impressive. I mean, if anything, it's into the wind a little bit. That's a long fly. 170 on the ball speed, just huge. Folks, just watch a great golf swing. There is nothing I can say except perfect fundamentals, great path, great face. And here you go, right here. Like that strong grip, big turn. Watch the head, so steady, and just keeps turning and turning. But the club's not going to get going faster than that right there. 3/4. Look at that headed impact. Down and through, nothing hurts right there on that body, nothing.
Just gorgeous. All right, let's take a look from the tee box to the end of the grid. Here's your winning drive.
I think this carried about 315 yards. Again, just into a zephyr. Yeah, carried about right at 315. I mean, that is a long shot. Here it is right here. Big turn. Change of direction's great. That is your champion right there.
Here is the tracer look at all of her hits, and very similar, very consistent.
Really just one foul ball to the right. That was really it. Other than that, she just filled it up.
Look at how happy she is. She found out, the smile came up, and it's amazing. Second event ever, natural talent, and she'll be around for a while.
She really will. Congratulations, Alexis.
All right, so Alexis Belton is your women's champ. 332, the winning drive in the women's final here at Clash in the Canyon. It's now time to find out who will be crowned on the men's side of the bracket. Justin James, your #1 player in the world. Can he back up the ranking? former number 1, Will Hogue. They're set next. Today's coverage is brought to you by Golf Mesquite, Nevada. Offers championship golf from every angle. GolfMesquiteNevada.com. And the Rogue Driver, featuring jailbreak technology, only from Callaway. It's time now for Inspired to be Better, presented by Performance Inspired. This is how we got to now. Steenberg, James, Hogue, and Reisbeck made it into the semifinals. And then in the semifinals, James on his second shot, the big drive to beat line there, then Will Hogue. And we have arrived here to the finals. And for you, Art, we'll get to you in a second. Let's sit it down and get set for the two guys ready to tee it up. Mark Sherman. Mark.
Let's do this, the men's finals. First up, the firefighter paramedic, the soulless wonder from Memphis, Tennessee. He is Will Hogue.
Well, it's showtime now for Will, and he knows what he's got to do, and I really think he's ready. This is going to be an awesome match. These were the top two that I had coming into this game right here. This week was Hogue and James.
Boy, I've got used to saying this guy's name. He is so good, even better than his world champ performance. Ladies and gentlemen, out of Jacksonville, the snapping turtle, Justin James.
What can you say about this guy? I mean, just keeps delivering. The snapping turtle, you know, that could be a big deal right there. I wouldn't want to face him. What I need is 2 throws and a kick after my drive.
and you're a 2-time former champion.
Well, this guy can move it.
All right, here we go. Will Hogue will hit first. Justin James will hit second. 8 balls, 3 minutes. And then James will have to beat whatever the longest drive in the grid is from Will Hogue.
Now, let me tell you what's going to happen in this final, in my opinion. And, Jerry, you can back this up. I promise you that they're going for broke. They just want 1 out of the 8 to be killed. They don't care if 7 go so far left or right. They've got to hit 1 humongous home run.
All right, that first one went 370. Sorry, Jerry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I couldn't agree more with what Art said. And unfortunately, just a little breeze picking up into him. We know how much that can change the yardage.
Yes. And again, the more the wind blows in, the more I favor Justin James. Because, again, I think he can flight a little better. He played some, college golf. He really knows how to play a little bit better than Will. Nothing against Will. But again, that ball's rising right there. So in an end-to-win situation, that's why before the match, the day started, I went with Justin to capture this because the wind was coming in.
I know you won't pat yourself on the back, so I will. You picked the women's champion correctly on Golf Central earlier tonight. And you're really close to picking the men's champion.
Well, we'll see. Again, I just
call like you see it.
Just call like you see it. But these 2 guys are so good. I mean, they really are. And Will's swinging really hard right now. He's got to hit the ball in the middle of the face. On these 8-ball brackets, I think 4, 5, and 6 are key. I mean, you really got to get something going. You got to get a number.
Ball number 5, that's going to fade out to the right. So the number to beat right now, 381. And we've seen through the first 2 rounds here tonight that it has taken at least 420 plus to win a matchup.
And what's causing this is overswinging, not hitting anywhere near the middle of the face. See if you can calm it down and hit the center of the face like that.
That's
and at least
much
get
flatter
a nice
slide.
Right. And that's 220 ball speed. This is far right here.
That one bounds past 410. Comes to rest probably 413. There you go, 413 for his 6th ball. That is the new yardage to beat for Will Hogue.
And that just made the last 5 balls just go away and look fine, okay? And this ball is right out of bounds right here. So down to 1 more. Again, Jerry, if the wind's kind of blowing, 13's not a bad number.
No, and he's going to swing so hard at this one, he might need to enlist the help of another paramedic.
Right? 220 ball speed on that 413-yard shot. So
he's been so entertaining. It's been fun to get to know him a little bit. And he knows that one is too high. So your number to beat for Justin James will be 413 from Will Hogue. And this is kind of what this sport is all about. You've got the best driver in the game, world champion, and now he's the final driver of the night, and it's all right there in front of him.
The table's set. See if he can close the door right here. Again, I'm telling you, what happened last night was amazing. And see if he can pull that out. He's been trained by his father, Jerry. He knows this situation. His father's a former two-time Masters champion when it comes to long drive. Not there at Augusta, but he has trained him for this moment. But last night really put him against the wall.
And a former professional wrestler.
Right.
Which is always something I enjoy.
That breeze just increased in velocity into him from the left, a couple more miles per hour.
That one out of the grid to the right. A reminder, he had to use his last ball in his final 2 sets last night just to win and qualify for the final 8 on the telecast tonight.
He's taking not a lot of time right here. This ball is going to have to turn hard to the left through the center of the grid to win.
So 391, not good enough. That one low and to the left. So he's halfway through his allotted 8 balls, and he did those 4 in 1 minute.
Yeah, he's a little fast right here. Now he's getting behind the golf ball. Take a deep breath. And again, I like the ball to start right at center and turn into that left corner. That's the chance. That's where you got to be to win it.
Ball number 5. And again, just a
high toe.
And so he's down to 3 balls. Just 3 balls stand between Will Hogue and the title of champion of Clash in the Canyon.
And too much spin.
So that one will land short of 350.
Yeah, I had that over 3,000 on spin. Again, club 150, ball 215, but if the spin isn't down, it's not going to happen. See if you can turn it over.
2 balls left for Justin James, and that one well off the grid. So now here it is. Here's the situation. 1 ball left. He has to beat 413 to become the champ.
A lot of pressure. He did it on his last ball twice yesterday. Can he reach deep and find it?
There's Will Hogue. The nervous energy clear on his face. And that one looks like it will not get the job done. Does not stay on the grid, and so your champion for 2018 at Clash in the Canyon is Will Hogue, defeating the #1 ranked player in the world, Justin James.
He came in here hot, tough to beat, and he put it on him tonight. What a shot. And you've seen it several times tonight, that big one-piece takeaway, no face rotation right there, extending both arms, left heel off the ground, a common thing right there. Look at the look on his face right there. That just says, ow. And then the head will drop back. There's your extension. And watch his upper body right here in real speed. You'll see how it turns so far behind. He almost overturns it right here. He's just country strong, Coach. He really is. And he popped it.
He told us today, finally I'm here. Finally I'm.
And here's the winning ball. He flattened it out. Jerry, you called it right as soon as he hit it. We both saw he flattened it out. 220.
All right. There is your winning drive to 4. Look at that, 13. All right, let's send it down to Jerry with both winners tonight.
Both winners will start ladies first. Alexis, how do you stay so calm amidst all the mayhem that surrounds these events?
I think it helps. You just feel everyone's energy and you just play on that.
This is only your second competition. Are we going to see you some more, maybe?
Hopefully so. Yeah, for sure.
I hope so as well. Congratulations. Very well done. Will, you said you had a feeling that you felt like you were ready. You were ready. Does it make it any better beating the #1 ranked guy?
I mean, obviously, he's the cream of the crop. He's the best of the best. Current world #1 and the world champion. Anytime you beat somebody like that, it's a special moment. That's great.
You didn't think that drive was going to be good enough to hold up, though, did you?
I could have hit it 470 and not thought it was going to be good enough to hold up to Justin James. I've seen what he can do, and he's just a monster. So, it's great to come away with the win. Oh, and I also have to say hi to William Rogers. Thanks for rooting for me, buddy.
All right, man. Congratulations to both of you. It was a pleasure to watch. Coach, back to you.
Jerry, thank you very much. Indeed, it was a pleasure. Here is how it got done tonight. Justin James will Hogue into the final, and 4:13 was enough to get the job done.
It just shows you how much the wind plays a part. I mean, what a great competition. And here's the women's brackets right here. And Alexis Belton, boy, did she put a clinic on 334, 332, the new face of long drive right there.
In only her second ever event. We're going to see you in a few weeks. We'll be in Phoenix, Arizona for the next televised World Long Drive Tour stop. Join us Tuesday, May 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Akchen Smash in the Sun. Boy, nice way to start things off. Here on Golf Channel. First of 5 televised events ending in Oklahoma in September. Jerry, Art, thank you both very much. I am the coach, Jonathan Coachman. Until next time, this has been The Clash in the Canyon. Good night.